Hey, welcome
Hey.
in. How's everyone doing?
I, I have no clue how the screen looks because of camera.
You look great.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's
Um,
perfect.
but I'm healthy somewhat. Um,
No longer a rapper, you
yeah,
decided
I
to end
don't
that
have my
career.
jacket on. I'll bring that back. Bringing it back. I didn't tell you. I did order we got some Rewind hats coming. It
Ooh.
was requested and approved. So one person really wanted me, and
And the one person
the
approved it, the
thousands of
candidate.
people wanted it. So
All the fans,
yeah.
millions of fans.
So yeah, no, it's another week of fun collecting and grading here at Rewind. And
Yeah,
Rewind doesn't collect; I collect,
yeah.
and I'm super important to myself. So
Well, we are Rewind. You're
yeah,
using like the royal we,
the
like
yeah
the
the
collective noun of we.
yeah
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So today is actually a very dense episode because
Yeah.
we have a lot of announcements. I just saw someone join that will very much enjoy one of the big announcements. I hope you guys like first appearances because there will be a big announcement there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we will be talking about Final Glossary. I forgot about that. Final Glossary,
Yeah.
and that's going to be exciting. Also, stuff about cassettes, of course.
Talk about cassettes, some
There's
fun
also another
fact.
big thing. I can't remember. We didn't blow anything up this week.
Not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
We still. It's a long episode.
There's still a couple of days left.
Tracy looks like she has a lighter, so
Yeah.
I was a light already.
yeah, she just come back from the East Coast, so we don't know what she brought back. So, but no, it's gonna be a good episode, and yeah, how should we start this off? Because I mean, we have.
I think the 35 for 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So for that's I'll let you do it.
Yeah. So our $35 for 30-day service that we've been doing, that we started running, was it 2 weeks ago we launched that, and it is staying. It is permanent. It is going to be
$35, lowest in the industry, as far as we know. For the highest quality.
oh
I mean that was something we came in with the 35 for 30 and it stuck. It's
yeah,
sticking and we're gonna keep it. It's not a promotion. It's here to stay.
yeah,
It's our way of making sure that you get the best pricing.
yeah,
And
always.
yeah, and you know what? The encapsulation, I'm pretty sure, could be ran over by a truck and survive. So for
Yeah.
$35,
Put anything in it at that point.
yeah,
Everything's safe, not just your VHS.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, it was something that a decision that wasn't that hard to make once.
No, people like it.
Yeah, once people react how they did, it was like, okay, that's good. We can really do some good, and I think a lot of people have reacted positively to it.
Yeah,
So yeah, 35 for 30 is staying. $35 for a 30-day submission.
Yep.
And we have some other news in time with that $35 mark. Will be a lot of fun.
yeah. It will be an announcement will come soon with that one.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week. Hopefully next week.
Oh yes. So we're hoping it's not for certain. We're hoping maybe next week to reveal our cassette encapsulation.
Yeah.
That's the kind of
It's-
goal.
We've been speaking about it almost every week now, about the journey that we've had to bring cassettes and music to Rewind, and the final product is
It's worth it.
it's almost there.
Yeah, I mean, we have a final in hand.
Yeah,
We just want to make sure, when we do show it, that we're at the finish line.
yeah, that we're showing the actual final product instead of showing the
Renders.
the almost there.
Yeah,
you know,
like,
we
this
want
is
it.
what it might look like in
This is
another
what you could have
parallel
had,
universe.
and then it changes. So we want to make sure that it's done right, and that we have everything in place so that we can just run into it. Just be like, here it is, come get it.
Exactly. And
That's really what we want.
we want to hit the ground running. I never like giving promises for the future that we can't deliver.
Yeah.
So when we show off this case, we will be within probably about a few weeks of launching that. So
yeah, easily.
there is, so that'll be a lot of fun. Also with Oversized VHS, we are very, very, very close, waiting
Yes.
for our final samples before the
Yes.
green light. So what sizes ask us next week. We should have a good answer to
Yeah.
give you a lot more, because it's important that every case is preserving the tape and not just, you don't want movement. Sometimes I see cases out there that I'm like, well, if there's any kind of variation, because say Columbia, right? Columbia is thicker width of the
Yeah.
tape. So a regular slipcase and a Columbia should not be in the same case.
Yeah.
So if some of these companies are using the same case, there's going to be movement. It's one's wider than the other, and movement or two. If you're forcing in there, that's bad.
Yeah.
Also, if there's movement, it's bad because you get scuffing and also damage.
Yeah.
Very likely.
Yeah.
So
Which we want to avoid. So yeah, hopefully this week, next week, we will have an update with the oversized VHS. That'll be like your clamshell cases, your Disney ones,
Drawer boxes,
all that fun stuff.
MGM, UA, yeah.
Yeah, MGM, UA, yeah.
So it's we have people asking us every week. So we just waiting to make sure it's perfect. In our opinion, perfect to go. So
Yeah.
That's coming. So let's go into the VHS part, because I know mostly the people here want to hear about VHS.
Yeah.
So we are glad to announce with LE Collectibles, thank you, Ethan, that the full list of first appearances is now live on rewindgrading.com.
It is.
Yeah.
And we're gonna send out a newsletter after this, letting everybody know. And
But you're the first to know if you're watching live,
Yeah.
because we always want to give you the benefit for, supporting us and being here and hanging out. So
Yeah.
we want to, and what does that mean? That means when you submit one of these tapes, you have the option of having first appearance of
whoever is the
Callum in,
Me.
in the Rewind movie. Now, and this list was brought to us by LE Collectibles. Thank you for all the hard work you put into it. It was a labor of love and passion, I'm sure.
yeah.
And as much as I like to take credit for everything everyone else does, I want to say thank you. It's a great list. It's on the website now. You have to go into articles, and the first appearance list is there, and you can scroll it down. It's long, it's huge, a lot of things. And also, if you question any of them, just hit us up. There's
Yeah.
a reason why each one's there, but we are open to seeing if there's anything that you disagree with.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's an adaptive list. If there's any issues, so messages on chat or emails or whatever.
Yeah,
We'll
there's
work
been
with
so many people really supportive of that project, and I think it's great that people get to collect what they love. It's nothing that, I'm glad that people get to enjoy it.
Because
And
we had that conversation way back when we first announced first appearances. We're not telling people what to do or how to do it.
yeah,
It's just
I got accused of that once or twice.
yeah, it's just providing the service that people have been asking for. And it was funny to see people kind of clap back at first appearance lists when so many people would ask for it.
Well, it's funny because it's like, if people are enjoying it, well, just let people enjoy it.
Right.
We're just here for a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it's crazy because it's such a small community of people, and it's why not people just be happy and enjoy? It's not
Right.
like, at the end of the day, it's really about having fun and enjoying these collectibles, these first appearances.
Yeah.
And it's a fun way for people to collect. If their favorite actor is Johnny Depp, they can
Yeah.
get the movie. And a lot of these movies, some of them are very scarce and some of them aren't. And, if people decide to go after them, I think it's cool. I think it's
Yeah.
neat that people decide to go down this journey.
Definitely. So yeah, first appearance article on our website. We'll get a newsletter out today about that as well. So you've got the link there, so it's easy access.
It's yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, and no, so definitely check that out. We'll send out a newsletter. Very happy that's live now on rewindgrading.com. And yeah, feel free to submit the tapes in. They're $35 for 30 days.
hey,
Again, that's, I think, competition. I think the next cheapest to us is 60 days
yeah,
and stuff like that. No memberships. I gotta make a fun joke about that, but no
Yeah.
membership fees,
Yeah.
no handling fees. We don't treat you like an idiot.
yeah.
We're not like, oh my god, look it, there's an extra fee here that just popped out of there. But no, it's important to me that we treat you how we like to be treated, and
Yeah.
that's why fees like that I don't really believe
Yeah.
are fair to people.
Yeah, it's what we would want. when
It's experience
what
we
we're
want.
getting. Yeah.
That's what Rewind is experience I personally a lot of times would want as a collector. Like
Yeah.
I want the whole thing to be easy. I want the thing back. I want quality, and
Yeah.
hopefully we bring that to you, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we do.
I think we do.
Tracy's shaking her head no. No, Tracy, no. She's betraying us. But yeah, so with vinyl, let's go. We'll go back. We'll be jumping around a little bit. I'm sure we'll have things pop up about first appearances as questions going. Vinyl, we put up a glossary on the website
We
in
did.
preparation of music coming up. Now there's gonna be different glossaries for cassette, CDs, and vinyl. Some of them overlap, but we thought it'd be fun just to kind of drop some there, and especially you, Sealed Vinyl, check it out and let us know what you think of the terminology, because it's really important that for a community to have the terms out there
Yeah.
that end up on the label.
Yeah, and make sure it's clear for everyone, so there's no misunderstanding of, you know, what do these three letters mean, or what is this designation. All that information's there, and it's more that it's already assumed knowledge, and we're just having it in one place so people can find it more easily. And then any terms that we've created by shortening things, that will also be there, because that's super important.
Abbreviations,
Yeah.
And the important thing also is for new people. Like if you talk about it's a third, you know, it's a 45 or whatever,
Yeah.
some people don't know what that means. And, you know, I always look at a community as should be welcoming, especially collectibles. You know, we all start somewhere, you know, at some time. So it's really good to help people. And this is a document you could send to someone if they're like, hey, I don't know this. Like, well, we really should read this first.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put more documents because knowledge is power. And we want this community to be as powerful as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, and it helps people make more informed decisions about what it is they want to collect.
What is a reissue? What is a repress? You know, and there's some things we got to change. I'm really curious of what we put for those there now. we were going over that actually this week was the difference, and we're gonna do this in one of these lives in the upcoming weeks. The difference between early press to reissue to repress to remaster, because all that's really important when you're dealing with music. You know what?
Stereo, mono.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
the different pressings, I think, is really kind of because how does reissue differ from repress, and that's really important for when you're buying, because you want, say if you want like an early press, you kind of don't want to remaster. You know, like and there's a difference there, and you want to make sure if someone's buying what they know what they're buying.
Yeah.
So I mean, how do you buy something you don't know what it is?
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can ever have too much information like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's a balance because you want it to look aesthetically good, you know, but you don't want it to be overwhelming. So I always think of, that's why when you see open box with us, you know, when we say open, it's probably I think the most pronounced of any grading company, because I know in video games a lot of people would by accident buy open items not realizing it, and I think that's like, once someone gets a bad experience in a hobby, you know, they might just leave, and I want to skip that part where we have a bigger, more better community. So
you want people to
watch out for your neighbor.
Well, yeah, that's also a really good point, is that we're all here trying to do the same thing and be the best for the collector, and we should help each other. You know, especially in, everybody uses Discord quite a lot, and the chat in there can sometimes not be the greatest. So, you know, it's important to, you know, pick people up instead of putting them down.
And that,
no reason to hoard information.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I know sometimes information makes certain people feel special, but the thing is, it's like, this is for fun. And if you really love something, share it. So I think it'll be great. In the upcoming weeks, we're going to do an episode on Discogs, where we're going to show you kind of how to browse the site a little better.
Yeah.
Because we know that's something that I'm sure a lot of you have used that have been into music, and it's something that's not the easiest to understand. So we're going to show you a little bit of the tips and tricks. Is really important.
Yeah. And just figuring out the best way to utilize that resource and understanding it, and where it can help and where it can be a hindrance. So.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a lot of fun. But I want to jump back to VHS for a second, because we just went through the 3 segments. I like thinking of like what I want to talk more about.
Yeah,
I think that's VHS today, and I want to talk more about first appearances, but also what we're seeing in here, kind of as more tapes come by. What is something? Question for you is, what's something that you're seeing more? How do I want to put this? Is what tapes are you seeing the most? I mean, what tapes are you? What tapes are
A
you?
lot of Dirty Harry tapes. Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, yeah. I was gonna say.
Yeah, everyone has Clint Eastwood tapes. It's not. It's not an actor who I thought we would see so much of and see
He's
so many
flourishing.
tapes. Honestly, he is. We've had a lot of the 5-star collection tapes in recently.
A lot of Star Wars.
A lot of Star Wars, but a lot of variations of Star Wars. Like it's not always the same print. It's not always the same year, which is also cool. Like the variety of these tapes is really awesome.
Old horror films.
Old horror films. A lot of, we've had a few of the Spanish.
Like 7 meta Halloweens. I've seen.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. The Spanish
Immaculate.
version or the Spanish subtitle version of The Nightmare on Elm Street.
Sure, says it's Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
A lot of Alliance copies of Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, which is also cool because of the new movie coming out soon. Like that's gonna get
There's
a whole.
a new movie?
There's a new movie coming out. Yeah,
Is it like cartoon or is it like
cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
that's
kinda-
not surprised. Doesn't surprise me. I don't know, but
It's the same art style as how they did like Into the Spider-Verse kind of vibe, so comic book style. I don't think they've done it as well as Into the Spider-Verse. Like Sony did it, but it's a
well,
the
they have a
Mutant
new
Turtles movie, so-
Spider Verse coming out too.
They do, yeah.
I
Into the not into the
I went
Quantum
there
Realm.
last night.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
That
at the
was a
theater
great
this
movie.
week, so I saw the posters.
yeah.
Yeah, I just finally saw Mario. It was like 4 weeks, 5, 6 weeks. We actually, we had it for streaming before we actually went to see it in the theater, but we're like, you know what, let's take the kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's an experience. So,
Yeah.
but no, I think that's interesting. The Clint Eastwood movies.
Yeah.
I remember seeing quite a few come in where there's a lot of multiples of Clint Eastwood
Yeah.
we dealt with, and
Yeah.
yeah,
We had a lot of Disney beta come in at one point, which
Yeah.
they're all beta tapes or beta boxes, beta tapes are fun because it's just like a miniature version of the VHS, and it's the same with the Disney beta box. It is just a miniature version of the clamshell. Like that's pretty dope.
yeah. No, I think it's interesting to me that again the movies that come in are not always what I would think they'd be, and
Yeah.
you know sometimes just be like, oh, this is interesting. It won't even be like funny thing with a lot of Clint Eastwood and stuff like that. It's not even high grade. It's just like someone just loves Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all love Clint Eastwood a lot more than I realized. Like
Yeah.
we would have named it Eastwood grading. If
Yeah. We had a high grade tape this week that was a 985
I don't remember which one, but I believe it's
Circuit 2.
oh Circuit 2. Yeah.
Circuit 2.
That was cool. Actually, I forgot about that. That was
Right.
cool.
Beautiful bright box.
That was a good order. They had
Yeah.
a lot of top end
Yeah.
condition wise. Like
Yeah.
I like every order that comes in, but sometimes it's really cool to see like when it's a very well coordinated.
Yeah, or
collection coming.
curated.
Curate, yeah. there you
Yeah,
go.
someone has made an effort to find these tapes in a certain condition, and it pays off. Like you can see it.
Well, yeah, you
the
could sometimes
condition.
tell like it's the cream of their collection. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like seeing a big collection, of course.
Yeah.
But when you see a very like that Short Circuit too, I mean,
Yeah.
it's really cool. You know, it's interesting because I try to think of we really haven't gotten too many '90s tapes.
No,
I mean, that's
No.
actually funny because everyone,
And
as
it-
everyone here knows, it's VHS is more negatively looked at because of the '90s and how many millions and trillions of whatever tapes are.
Yeah.
But we really get almost none of those.
yeah, and if we are,
It's like 91, 92 where it's not even as bad as they got.
yeah, and I have to say the majority of the '90s tapes we've seen have been Pokemon tapes.
Yeah,
And that's obviously later on in the '90s, late '90s.
they're always around 9.0, condition 8.5, 9.0.
Yeah, which is still impressive. Like
Yeah.
it's still almost 30 years
You
old.
can tell their case fresh. That's the thing with the Pokemon I notice a lot of is that their case pack. There's cases out there with some really nice stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to think what else.
So the
What-
the
what-
Clint Eastwood ones and that again that Circuit 2, I can't stress how beautiful that tape looks. I don't know about you, but I really like the bright tapes. There was a tape that we graded and it was basically just bright orange. It was the
Oh,
demo tape.
It was demonstration. It was it the Three Ninjas? No.
No, was it? Oh, also the Three Ninjas was in the last order. That looked great. Loved
Yeah.
that. But it was a demo tape for a movie. and
What's it? It's starts with the H with Bruce Willis.
Can't
Someone
remember.
that can't help.
Right. I can't remember now, but it was
No, we're gonna get this. I'm on this. I'm on this right now because it's a movie with
Was it Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis that I've never seen.
It starts with an H, you said?
Yeah, it's
Is it an H?
Hudson. Wasn't it Hudson? Hudson
I'm
Hawk?
thinking it looked so the box had like the front and the back of the box looked like a front. You know?
Hudson Hawk?
Was it
Yeah,
Hudson Hawk?
I think it's Hudson Hawk. It was
That-
orange and it made no sense to the rest of it. Because I remember
Yeah,
owning
yeah.
the NES video game too, and it looked like nothing else to it. And I love those alternative covers that look nothing like what it came out
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
So
So Graded VHS asking what are the latest date tapes you've graded? Do you want to know the Point Break VHS Showtime?
oh, there
Point
you go.
That was it.
Good job.
Oh,
Good job.
yep, yep.
Um,
But yeah, do you want to know like
well, me and
The
Colin were
earliest?
watching oh, what they're talking about, which was their grading.
yeah.
I was trying to think of that movie.
High door.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze with Paul Walker, the soccer one. I'm doing terrible today with this, but
Names
what-
are hard.
what's up?
Names are hard. It's
Yeah,
hard to
names
remember
are hard.
movie
No,
names. But the latest tape that we've graded, I think we've definitely done a 2000 tape. I know that you're probably wondering like the other end of that scale. Did we not get a? We've had a yeah. We've had demo tapes in from the early 2000s.
we had a Deadpool. That's early. That's
That
Yeah.
was the Clint Eastwood one.
no. We had the other Deadpool.
They're saying any 2006 or 2007. That's
Uh,
theirs.
Yeah.
2006 or 7. I did.
Well,
have-
you're talking about like cards and stuff.
I did have someone ask about the digital VHS, the DVHS. Oh, yes, we did. We did get an iRobot in.
Hey.
Yes.
We got an iRobot
We
in.
did.
I remember. Yeah. That was a while ago. Yeah, the iRobot that would be 2005 for iRobot or something. 2005, 6 or 7 around that time.
It was 4, but yeah.
2004. So like towards the end of when VHS existed, obviously, and that movie was one of only like a handful that came out on DVHS,
Yeah.
which is HD quality, but in a VHS. Mind blowing. It looks ridiculous. They're stupid expensive. I don't know if you can find the VCRs for
Mhm.
like a reasonable price.
Well, yeah. Well, let's wrap it up for them because I know by this point they have to be wondering what's on the first appearance list and they want to run over there.
Yes.
So, to do a little quick recap, 35 for 30 is permanent. So
Yep.
make sure to get your tapes in quick before we turn it off. Just kidding. No, it's staying there.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget to check out the first appearance list under articles, and it's under there on the first appearances. A huge list. Thank you, Ellie Collectibles and Ethan, and the vinyl glossary. Check that out under articles as well.
Yeah.
You'll be notice a lot of changes to the website in the upcoming weeks. We are working on many things. Any last?
Ooh, somebody asked about Spider-Man 1 and 2. I don't think so. Did we get a cartoon Spider-Man? That kind of rings a bell that we got a cartoon version of Spider-Man in VHS. We've graded so many tapes now. Well, I was telling you how many.
past 1,000.
Yeah, I
for
was telling
sure.
you the other day, and you couldn't believe how many we've done
Yeah,
already.
that's
And
actually surprising.
yeah,
We're, as far as I know, we're past 1,000.
We are
for
past 1,000, yeah.
Not talking about the ones we haven't graded, but the
yeah,
ones in the system.
yeah,
So not bad for the start, and thank you all, because
yeah.
it's fun every time to get them preserved and run them
Yeah.
over with their truck. And if your car has a little scratch marks, I apologize.
Now you know yours past quality
Yeah,
control.
that's like our signature to like pass QA
yeah,
or QC.
yeah. QC.
But yeah, no, thank you everyone. I hope you all have a good rest of the week, and
yeah.
yeah, party on.
Have a good one, everybody. See you next week.